Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Tenet. It is a 2020 film. It is rated PG-13. It runs 2.5 hours, and it just came out September 3rd. It was our second big movie that we've had come out since theaters reopened. And this stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki. And the description: armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. This is Tenet. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. If you'd like any correspondence with me outside of YouTube, I do have my Facebook page. It's Danny's Movies and Music, all that, and lots of bonus content on there. I don't put so much on here that I do on Facebook. So, this movie, like I said, it's the second big movie that we've had come out since the theaters reopened, and everybody's been kind of expecting this one. We've had ads after ad after ad, just everywhere. We've been exposed to many, many forms of advertising for this movie, and it finally came out, and I think it had so much build up for me that I was expecting something. I don't know what, but what I got just overcame me and just blew away whatever I was expecting. A couple of details about my viewing experience, okay? First of all, I was in a Dolby theater, which is immense sound, and your seat is shaking, and the sound is overwhelming. So, my friend and I that I went to go see this movie with, we both agreed that the sound was too much. We could barely understand what people were saying sometimes, and the accents of them did not help, but the sound of the explosions and the gunfire and everything kind of drowned out the discussion, the dialogue. And so that was a hindrance to the theater, not so much the movie. But I will say that some people's accents and some people's ways of talking, and sometimes when they had a mask on, they were just plain hard to understand. But I would like to watch this again with a more mellow experience, see if I can understand the dialogue any better, or if it really is just the movie being too loud with special effects and stuff. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that this movie's really long. I know 2.5 hours, it's not that big a deal. But the first half hour, like, I was expecting something to get unfolded a different way. And it literally is what the previews are. He says, here's the word, go on. And the people that he finds seem to be just part of the plan. It doesn't seem to be like an adventure to try and find them, or have to talk to them first and then mention Tenet. And he only mentions Tenet to really one person. And so the journey into this like takes a while, but I thought it took way too long, and I didn't like how they handled it. I've just figured it'd be a different way. And when he gets exposed to one character, it's kind of like, well, okay, you're just kind of meeting him. You're not really getting introduced. He's not being become part of the team in an obvious way. So I just don't like how things were handled. Let's say the first half hour, okay? Um, then like the core of the movie, just a thing to say about the action and stuff, because really you can't generalize things about this movie because every scene is different. They have an amazing uh, couple sequences with this airport. They have a couple amazing sequences with what looks like an army. So every scene is different, but my general statement is that The action is amazing. It really does blow you away. It takes you by surprise. You might know what's coming, but it's just so awesome that it takes you, you know, away from the fact that you're watching a movie, because it's just amazing. And I think every other time that we watch this in the future, those scenes will still be amazing. But my problem with this movie is that it takes a while to build up to those scenes. The movie that I've been comparing this to, and I will continue to compare to, is Inception. And what Inception has over this movie is the first time I watched Inception, I was drawn in the whole time. It was something amazing. It was something unique. It was something that, had layers, and there was something to do at each layer. This one has that same kind of concept, and I'm not going to get too much into that because I think it'll have dialogue about the concept of this movie for years to come. Because not and I doubt anybody actually understands what all is happening with the concept of this movie until you watch it about 20 times probably. But the problem with their concepts is that they do have layers, sort of, but not everything happens. Not so much happens on each level, and it's not like they discuss it as layers. So nothing's really making sense, and you're trying to follow along, you're trying to wrap your mind around what this movie's trying to do, and with the confusion, with the questions, comes, kind of forgetting about what's happening as you move forward in the movie, and they're trying to move backwards in time and stuff, and it gets way too confusing, and I think that hurts this movie. Like, we didn't have so many questions with Inception. I have a million questions about Tenet, and so I don't think that's a great thing. It's just not so easy to watch. It's very sure of itself. It knows it has a good movie here, but there are some times that people are just standing around talking. There are some times that we're moving a little slow. There are some times that they focus on characters I don't really care about. And there's some other times that seem familiar from other movies. And I actually looked over at my friend one time and said, "Yep, that movie." So there were some times that I was just a little bit bored. I don't want to call it bored because it's just that we had no clue what was going on. And I'm sure everybody's saying this, and everybody's going to say that they have questions about this movie, and that's why they liked it. But I think it hurt it. And so, acting aside, special effects aside, everything else aside, I think this movie is going to come down to, do you understand anything about it? Because if you don't, it's not an A movie. It's not. So I'm going to give Tenet a B plus, saying that I would like to watch it again, and I would like to watch it a third time to try and understand some things about this. If I don't understand anything by the third time I've watched this, then I probably will never watch it again, because a movie has to be able to be figured out. And I definitely did not figure out the first time I watched it. It was a little long, it was a little slow in between action scenes, and it just does not relate to people with common sense like myself. So I think it's going to be hurt a little bit, but I am glad it came out. I'm glad I watched it. I think it's amazing. B plus, it's not a bad grade at all. It's just saying I can't give it an A because I don't want to own it and watch it a bunch of times because I didn't enjoy it like that. But I do hope that people get to watch this. Good luck on trying to enjoy it, but there are enjoyable things in it. Good luck on trying to understand it. If you have discussions with people, I think that'd be the best way to go about this, is discuss with other people, try and get different opinions about what they think this means and what this means. So thank you guys. A B plus for Tenet. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.